I really don't.
Let me ask you this, because, and I'm just trying to have this conversation with you. You state that going to jail on these particular charges of domestic violence doesn't help you. What would help? What would help you? For instance, what would help you after given a second chance by this court last year, reducing your domestic violence to a misdemeanor? And I looked at the fact that I didn't even impose probation. I believe you were able, at that point, I'm just going to keep it real, you were able to talk me out of even imposing probation, because I looked at this as a one-time event. You lived a little far. Getting back to East Cleveland would be a burden, but obviously based on these other charges, you can get back to East Cleveland whenever you want. But I gave you no probation. We amended the charge. Then you get this new charge in December. I give you a personal bond at some point. You get 2 more charges. So tell me, what would help you stop getting these charges? You're saying that going to jail doesn't help you. What would help you?
Drug. I need to go. I'm an alcoholic, and the whole thing is because of drugs. And her, when we are sober, everything works like a well-oiled machine. Everything. That's how we made it 13 years. That's why my children are not messed up. This has just happened in 2 months.
You don't think that these occurrences are now messing up your children, seeing these domestic violences go on?
I want to go to drug rehab. I want to go get alcohol anonymous or whatever I have to do to get my life back. Me going to jail, but I've already lost everything. Everything I worked hard for, I lost. I'm supposed to be wearing a uniform like them. I can't even do that no more at all. And she knew that. She knew that. She knew that my passion in on this planet was to be a police officer, then become a congressman, then become a governor, or however that works. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do.
I mean, and I basically, for me, things happen, and whether you believe it or not, I don't know. I think my team can speak for me in this regard. Situations happen, and they are simply the situation. You're right. 2 months, 3 months, a year, to me, I don't even know you that well, but it doesn't define who you are. But at the same time, these things occur. For instance, anybody, I don't know, Detective Stanford can come in here today. He's been on the force for a couple of years, but he could decide, today he's mad at his chief or his boss, going there with a gun and shoot everything up. His defense wouldn't be for 13, 30 years or whatever the case may be. I didn't do anything wrong, because on that particular day, he did something wrong. And yeah, he threw his entire career away. And that happens. Maybe something snaps. Maybe he was provoked. Maybe it was the alcohol. Maybe it was the drugs. Maybe it was the relationship. So I am not judging your life on what occurred. All I'm doing is looking at what occurred and the history that you and I have. The history that I allowed you to convince me that, yes, Mr. Trotman, this is a unique situation. This young man won't do this again. And I gave you the first step, which is a chance. But I did that twice, because I allowed the amendment to occur, didn't put you on probation. Then you kind of slapped me in the face by getting new charges. And I sat here and said, you know what? I'm going to give him a personal bond, because, again, I trust him. This is not going to happen. But since that time, 2 more charges, attempts to get weapons. So that's what I'm dealing with. But you shouldn't. You shouldn't have been there. You shouldn't have been there. But you shouldn't even been around her based on our agreement.
This is the first time, not the recent time.
Well, you should be talking about 3 cases ago last year.
The first one where they said I choked her, I didn't even choke her. I never even touched her. The second time they said that I punched her in the eye. I didn't punch her in the eye. I pushed her off of me because she was hanging onto my chest right here with her mouth.
Okay, so that's 2. Then what about the 3rd and 4th one?
The 3rd one, I went over there because she asked me to come over.
Even though I told you not to, go ahead. All right.
You did, I did, and I'm wrong. I am wrong for that.
Okay.
I did. But I went over there because she asked me to go over there to help her co-sign for a car, because she said this is the first new car she's going to have. The kids need some reliable transportation. I advised her. I said, Judge Dawson already told me that I cannot be around you. She like, we not going to get caught. You going to be able to, that's not going to happen. We're going to be all the way on the west side. I'm going to go and get the car. Then I can drop you off or whatever. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do that. So I go all the way back to Menor. While we was in Menor, she said, oh, I'm about to go back to East Cleveland. I said, all right.